So the masterclass, James, who would you say that is particularly suitable for?
Very good question, actually, Clive. I like to think that our Property Investor Masterclass is suitable for everyone from the absolute beginner who's just starting out in property to the seasoned or professional property investor. I like to think there's enough variation in the content that hopefully everybody will learn something from the event. Mm-hmm. Maybe in terms of the content, perhaps you can elaborate a little bit about what people can expect to kind of learn or find out about in the 2 days.
Yeah, I mean it's a very solid 2 days, but I think the most important thing that we're trying to get over to people is applying sound business strategies to a property portfolio. What a lot of people do is they just start buying property, no real exact plan. They just sort of think, well, I'll sit on them for 10, 20 years, hopefully they'll do all right, maybe sell them at some point in the future, and hopefully they'll sort me out. Property, you cannot do that with property. You have to apply a business plan right from the outset, like a normal company.
Course was very informative, brilliant. It's good to know about a lot of things on buy-to-let property and SIP, of course, which is the best part of the course. Definitely, I would recommend this course to my family, friends, and other people I know, so that they can be benefited out of it.
The other thing we do, try and keep it interesting. We'll get probably about half a dozen speakers over the 2 days. They're all specialists in their own fields, so whether it be pensions and how you can actually invest in property through pensions, how you can accelerate the value of your pension, whether it's sort of tax mitigation, all sorts of, even how to transfer money back and forward around the world at the right times to benefit yourself. All of those speakers are there.
There has to be a reason to do it. You don't just go out and buy a property because you want to go out and buy a property. The property has got to be there to achieve something for you. You don't go and buy shares in Boots because you really like the company. You go and buy shares in Boots because you think they're going to go up in value and you think they're going to make you money. You don't trade the Aussie dollar because you've got cousins in Australia. You trade the Aussie dollar because you think you're going to make money on it, and that's exactly the same thing with property. You've got to try and be unemotional.
The sort of things that we're looking at is then when we haven't taken them through the risk assessment and sort of due diligence, we'll even sort of show them then our own personal sort of due diligence and effectively what we find are the best property markets in the world. So by the end of the second day, as they understand how to look at these markets, we'll then actually show them what we found. And I think a lot of people on the masterclass tend to find that part of the 2 days really exciting because they tend to get blown away by some of the opportunities. I'm hoping you're going to find this bit extremely interesting because that's quite normal. Very, very few people know what a SIP is, a self-invested personal pension, and yet for most people, as dramatic as it sounds, it could literally change your retirement on its head within a couple of years if you use this in the right way. I would
recommend this to friends and family and associates because there is something that makes it unique. Because other people ask me for 3,000, 4,000 for attend their course, and when I saw yours, you said it's free. I was thinking if it's 2 hours. When I look further, I saw 2 days on the weekend, and you don't ask for no money up front. I said it's worth it for me to give my time and commitment to it, and approve it, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Now, the thing I think a lot of people will be amazed by, bearing in mind the amount of information that we provide on those 2 days, is that incredibly we do it for free.
Yeah.
I think what would be good is if you could explain why we do that.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people, as you touched on, stumble into property in the first place without that plan in place, and then realise they need to develop knowledge, they need to treat it more as a business, etc., etc. And that's absolutely what we're about. But we don't feel that you should be paying for that education, for want of a better word. Your money is there to invest in property. You're a property investor. You're not an education investor.
I think a lot of people in the beginning might think, free, what's the catch? But there is no catch at all. It's very informative. The members of the team, they're very friendly. There is no hard sales push at all. There is no sales push. You go away with a lot of information. And basically, because the group have been so sort of nice and welcoming, they will definitely encourage you to come back and do business with them again.